A few weeks ago, at 30 years old, I am Nora Bennett. And I overheard my own father declare that I was too embarrassing to appear with my brother's new in-laws. Holding a coffee mug in the hallway, I caught his voice slicing through from the living room. Your brother's in-laws are elite. You'll humiliate us. Do you get it, Nora? Don't mess this up. He delivered it as if I were an issue to handle, not his child. My brother had recently gotten engaged to a millionaire heiress, the type featured in glossy hotel publications, and abruptly my chaotic data nerd existence in Austin became a danger to their polished new persona. They ignored that I dedicate my nights to reconstructing hotel revenue frameworks and repairing faulty booking platforms. To them, I remained merely the clumsy girl who poses too many queries at meals and never grasps the correct fork. So, as they filled suitcases with high-end attire for a New Year's Eve engagement celebration at a lavish resort, I received instructions to remain home and maintain simplicity. They preferred me absent from the event. They wanted me far from those they deemed elite. And they absolutely didn't want anyone aware I belonged to the family. What escaped their knowledge was that those identical elite in-laws had collaborated with me for months using an alternate name, relying on my figures to rescue their enterprise. And during the evening they attempted to conceal me. Those in-laws wound up gazing at a framed picture, identifying my face, and shouting my name before the entire crowd. Have you ever felt like the family shame only to discover you're the one wielding all the influence? Stick around, because the manner this gathering shifted from degradation to retribution is a tale you'll crave to follow to the absolute conclusion. I never grew up believing I was embarrassing. As a child, I simply viewed myself as distinct. While other children dashed around the yard at our family barbecues, I sat at the plastic table tallying hot dog consumption and pondering why Uncle Mike departed early every time. I posed questions that unsettled adults. Why invest in that firm if their debt runs so high? Why claim we're okay financially if mom holds 2 jobs? Folks chuckled, then ceased including me in discussions. My parents, Thomas and Karen Bennett, would tug me aside later. Nora, could you act normal just once? Smile. Discuss school. Avoid interrogating folks. Meanwhile, my older brother Ethan embodied all they desired. He knew precisely when to chuckle, when to praise a watch, when to inquire about golf. During his high school graduation meal, I recall standing overly near the waiter, questioning tips and pay, and colliding with a marinara sauce tray. Red splashed across a guest's white gown. The table fell utterly silent. My mother's face matched that sauce's hue. Thomas seized my arm firmly enough to sting and whispered harshly, "This is precisely what I refer to. You don't fit these environments." Following that, I quit attempting to blend at their sort of gatherings. Instead, I immersed myself in figures. In high school, I self-taught spreadsheets for enjoyment. In college, as others shared frat party snapshots, I conducted A/B tests on site designs for a small bed and breakfast unable to hire a genuine agency. I pursued business analytics and computer science, learning I could transform chaotic data into precise solutions. Hotels and guest houses began approaching me with identical issues. Excessive vacant rooms, insufficient visitors. I would perch in my cramped dorm, examining charts at 3 a.m., adjusting rates and ad tactics until the curves finally ascended. Yet back in Austin's suburbs, none of that registered. When I shared securing my initial client, my mother offered a courteous smile and remarked, "So, you're continuing that online pursuit?" My dad dismissed it. "It's merely short-term. She'll secure a proper job soon." Ethan, conversely, entered law post-college, joined a corporate practice, and swiftly reclaimed golden boy status. My parents presented him to all as our aspiring partner at a major Dallas firm. Our pride and joy. When I arrived at family meals in jeans following a 12-hour consulting stint for 3 hotels simultaneously, my mother murmured, "Could you at least act like you're not operating from your bedroom?" Eventually, something within me fractured. If they refused to acknowledge my worth in the space, I would construct it discreetly beyond it. I established my own modest consulting firm, Bennett Analytics, and began declining when my parents sought to haul me to events where I knew I'd serve as the joke. I favored data over dining tables, dashboards over courteous chit-chat. And as they focused on refining Ethan's persona, I was gradually acquiring knowledge they remained oblivious to. In proper hands, numbers can alter a whole company's destiny. The query was, what would transpire the day my figures intersected with their fixation on prestige? Harrington and Vale first entered my world because another was frantic. One humid Austin afternoon, I lounged half asleep over a spreadsheet in my apartment when an email arrived titled, Urgent. Midsize resort chain struggling. Can you assist? A prior freelance agency was in chaos. Their client suffered crashed bookings post-pandemic, a premium brand with hefty marketing funds and loftier demands. They required someone to decipher the disorder swiftly. That client was Harrington and Vale Resorts, though then it was merely an emblem and title in an addendum. Hours later my phone rang. This is Graham Harrington, the voice announced, composed yet frayed. We've heard you extract numbers from crises. I straightened slightly. No video, he appended rapidly. Our signal is terrible currently. Let's maintain audio only. That suited me. I preferred invisibility. Over the ensuing hour he detailed everything. Their premier sites sat half vacant. Rivals devoured their share. And the prior agency squandered a seven-figure sum with scant results. We seek someone who truly comprehends data, not merely attractive slides, he stated. Can you access our platforms, identify breaks, and repair them? I ought to have felt daunted, but instead I experienced something different. Clarity. This was simply an amplified edition of puzzles I'd resolved for years. I requested entry to their reservation system, ad profiles, site metrics. Within days I sifted through years of data, detecting overlooked patterns. Their pricing stayed fixed in a wildly fluctuating market. Ads targeted incorrect demographics in wrong locales. Their site hemorrhaged prospects at checkout due to a horrific mobile form. Thus I crafted a strategy. We experimented with dynamic pricing linked to demand arcs, altering rates minutely via seasonality and live queries. We halted half their futile ad efforts and redirected funds to high-intent searches and precise social groups. I outlined bundles for remote professionals, staycation families, folks seeking drivable weekends over global jaunts. It carried more risk than their accustomed safe analyses. And I informed them. Graham hesitated on the line, then replied, If your figures hold, we've zero to forfeit. Proceed. For initial trials, I staked part of my consulting fee, tying it to outcomes. Failure meant minimal pay for me. Success benefited us both. First month, graphs shifted modestly. Second month, they surged sharply. Bookings rose, revenue trailed, and even the board eased off Graham. He phoned one late night, voice brighter than ever. Nora, you've no clue what you've achieved for us. Our crew is assembling a case study wall at our primary resort to commemorate the revival. We want your image on it, your name all. I chuckled and said I favored anonymity, but forwarded a professional headshot regardless, should they persist. On the internal draft they emailed, my photo resided in a gold frame captioned, Data and Growth Strategist, Nora Bennett. I shut the document before overthinking. To me, it represented another silent triumph unnecessary for home awareness. What I failed to grasp then was that identical revived resort chain would shortly host a sparkling charity gala. And at that gala, my refined older brother Ethan would encounter a woman named Leah Harrington, the millionaire heir my parents would adore far before ever embracing me. Ethan contacted me roughly 3 months post that initial Harrington and Vale breakthrough. His tone vibrant in that familiar way whenever he sensed advancement. Hey, available for coffee? I have updates. We convened at a chic downtown venue, concrete floors and pricey cortados. He entered in a custom suit despite Saturday. That effortless grin fixed. I sensed pre-words that his revelation would swell our parents' pride immensely. He skipped my greeting. I'm engaged, he declared, placing the term like a prize. To Leah. Leah Harrington. The name struck like a mental error. Harrington. As in Harrington and Vale, I queried cautiously. Yeah, he affirmed, eyes gleaming. Her kin owns this wild resort domain. They organize charity functions and political fundraisers constantly. Dad's ecstatic. Positively. I compelled a smile. I'd inhabited that domain's figures for months, salvaging them from ruin. Yet in Ethan's realm, I trailed his curated image by 10 paces. That's wonderful, I responded. Thrilled for you. We discussed the proposal, parents' reactions. Naturally, they were overjoyed. This matches the links they'd forever envisioned. The ornate portal into their admired world from magazines and screens. Not until Ethan concluded his account did his look alter, as if reserving the awkward segment. So a New Year's Eve engagement bash exists. He started, fingering his cup's edge at one of Leia's family resorts. It'll be massive. Her folks inviting donors, associates, some politicians. Major affair. I nodded, anticipating the request for flight or dress aid. Instead he coughed. Look, Nora, he uttered, chilling my gut. I believe it's wiser if you skip this. I gaped. Skip? Your engagement party. Very specific group, he articulated gradually. Leia's parents, friends, they're accustomed to particular settings. You know your behavior there. My behavior, I echoed, tone keener. He raised hands defensively. You pose intense questions. You unsettle folks. You skip the game. Dad deems it overly tense for you. Tense for me or shameful for you? I pressed. He grimaced, revealing all. Ethan, I handle hotels and resorts professionally. I yearn to add, I comprehend your impressed targets better than you. But he persisted. First impressions count once with Leia's kin. They're elite, Nora. Accustomed to specific etiquette, visuals. Mom and Dad already anxious. They figure it's secure without you. Secure as if I were an erratic tempest risking his grand evening. I chuckled flatly. So, uninvited to my brother's engagement because I mismatch visuals. He averted eyes. Not exactly, he mumbled. We'll host an intimate family meal later. Just us. You know my love, right? This is strategy. Homeward, my parents murmured urgently in the living room. I paused unseen in the hall. Your brother's in-laws are elite, Dad stated. Can't hazard Nora babbling finances or challenging business models. She'd shame us. Karen exhaled. She intends no harm, Tom, but this might open Ethan's path to superior. Can't allow her sabotage. The phrases struck harsher than slaps. Upstairs, my laptop displayed a Harrington and Vale dashboard. Identical emblem destined for Ethan's New Year's invites. They dreaded my embarrassment of them before folks whose fortunes I'd aided reconstruction. I shut my eyes, inhaled deeply. Fine, I mused. If concealment's their wish, permit it. They lack grasp of their tale's narrowness. They view this event as visuals, unaware that amid champagne and sparkle, my name already adorns their in-laws' walls, poised to shatter their flawless strategy. New Year's Eve arrived swifter than desired. Christmas to 31st week resembled suspense world pausing. My parents bustled discussing flights, garments, apt Harrington gifts. Ethan texted an invite image once. Gold foil, embossed emblems. Wish your presence, he noted, as if exclusion weren't deliberate. Party morning, I observed their airport departure in finest attire. My mother an unaffordable new dress, credit likely. My father tweaking a discount tie feigned luxury. They waved. I reciprocated from doorway. The lovely daughter directed homeward for her benefit. Uber departed. House silenced oppressively on my chest. That evening, Austin sparkled with fireworks and rooftops. Yet I lingered in my apartment with delivery and laptop on coffee table. Attempted a film but phone glowed incessantly. Mother's resort lobby photos, chandelier draped. Ethan's videos of champagne pyramids, live ensemble. Leia descending grand stairs in silver like magazine escape. One clip caught Dad backgrounding. My son there. Marrying Harringtons. I fixated until blur. They inhabited their worshipped realm, ensuring my absence. So I shut photos, opened alternate tab. Harrington and Vale's year-end analytics dashboard. Live bookings flickered. Data rows of reservations flooding the brand my brother faded amid smiles. I observed occupancy ascents, revenue fills, curves I'd assisted upward, morphing to bonuses and festivities for nameless folks. Email alert cornered screen. Subject: year-end recap and unique request. From Graham Harrington. I opened, anticipating brief gratitude and sheet. Instead, a full segment on year's transformation. Board-shifting panic to wary hope to thrill. You didn't merely adjust ads, Nora. He penned, you altered our business comprehension. We aim proper honor. Bottom attachment. Concept wall of innovation. JPG. Opening it, breath halted. Mock-up of flagship resort entrance. Extended wall of frame studies. Each frame photo, header, brief project outline. Centrally mine. Headshot cleaner, bolder than reality. Below plaque. Data and growth strategist Nora Bennett. Description summed my LED revival. Dynamic pricing revamp, demand campaigns, post-pandemic recovery. Guests would pass en route to conferences and galas, toasting under lights as my face observed midway. We're set to reveal at major partners family event next season. Graham proceeded. Eager to meet personally, present to job savers. Fingers lingered over keys. Phone delivered mother's photo. Ethan Leia confetti cuddled. Parents blurred rear eyes aglow. I envisioned nearby their poses, that wall might manifest. My framed image silently refuting every disappointment narrative they'd spun. How ironic if the sight they shielded from me became insistent on centering my face. I responded Graham professionally affirmative. Honored for attendance timing. Then phone face down I reclined on couch, absorbing distant fireworks. They believed erasing me from night, accessing unreachable heights. But truth resided on laptop in gold frame. My name embedded in their glossy life space. They simply hadn't grasped the individual they concealed was already interlaced in their valued elite sphere, awaiting the wall's picture to demolish their ideal facade. Post-New Year's months resembled gradual illumination on my existence, while family pretended my shadows. Harrington and Vale inked long-term pact, then more, drawing me into expansion talks, news sites acquisitions. Suddenly late calls on California Caribbean openings, simulating holiday occupancy caps for brand protection. Days merged dashboard strategy, dream work in my field. Bank reflected too. Swapped aged hatchback for dependable hybrid. Repaired bathroom leak, upgraded to sturdy one-bed apartment sans storm collapse fear. All quietly. No proclamations, social boasts. New parents' reaction to performance contracts or bonuses. They'd smile, nod, query local office job applications. Ethan's life resembled highlights. Mom's constant shares. Wine-tasting photos, charity dances, luxury escapes with Leia. Harrington article screenshots caption, brother attended last night. Imagine. Sunday dinners I attended circled wedding schemes, lists, incredulity at family tuxedo events discussing offshore. Once over meatloaf, Ethan noted, Graham's importing genius consultant for data strategy. Guy's numerical wizard. Played right, I could join deals. I sipped water concealing response. Mom impressed. See, that's desired company, she said. Action makers. I pondered her words if I revealed that Wizard argued Graham morning on holiday occupancy caps for brand. And Wizard was me. But silence. Let proximity to power talk. I built it. Early fall afternoon, Graham's assistant email straightened me. Finalizing Miami flagship partners family gala details. She wrote, celebration of year's revival and engagement gala for Miss Leia Harrington, Mr. Ethan Bennett. Graham Celeste thrilled honoring you evening. Want you prominent for wall unveiling. Attached official invite. Embossed heavy digitally. My name top guest list under strategic partners. Brothers lower under groom family. Momentarily stared. Parents unmentioned event yet but imagine chat. They'd boast ultra-exclusive New Year's resort gala invite. Stress limited list, right folks only, and amid toast champagne. Plan my quiet exclusion again. This time's different straightforward. Harrington's invited not as Ethan's clumsy sibling, but as business trajectory changer. Called Graham, confirming voice stable. He sounded thrilled. Bragging about you months, he said. Can't wait. Their reactions, realizing numbers person real. Hung up, reclined, absorbed irony. Family year, managing me from narrative, certain I'd shame before elite in-laws. But this glittering resort party offered no concealment. My face awaited entry, gold-framed, name metallic. They believed ascending unreachable world. About to learn that world mine pre their entry. Harrington Miami flagship resembled parental magazine fantasies. Marble floors, massive planter palms, floral setups costlier than my initial car. Gala night, air warm, money buzzing. Uniformed staff choreographed guests to grand ballroom. Arrived early per request, not Ethan's sister but strategic partner. Coordinator provided badge, name Chris Black. Nora Bennett, data growth strategist. Seeing twisted chest. For once, identity unminimized from online something. Foyer inside, innovation wall extended side per mock-up. Gold frames, gentle lights, each study piecing company survival. Mind-centered. Photo name work. Graham Celeste approached, smiles genuine warmth. Introduced board heads, livelihood tied to my shape choices. First hour, family forgotten. Discuss figures future. Laugh CFO forecast jest. My zone. Then mother's voice floated lobby. Elevated nervous. Oh, this spot, wow. Ethan chandelier there. Turned subtly spotting entry. Dad's suit cheaper under lights. Mom clutching bag escape risk. Ethan lay ahead belonging. Instinct shrink behind taller. But staff prepped on me. One advanced smiling. Bennett near wall? Mr. Harrington desires proximity for reveal. So no hide, stood feet from framed self as family crossed. Unnoticed initially. Eyes on decor, folks, night promise. Celeste tapped glass gently, drawing focus. Guests pivoted, talks hushing. Thanks presents, she started clearly. Tonight family partnership. Folks upholding company impossible times. Gestured wall. Built last year, reminding numbers beyond charts. People altering all needed most. Step nearer my frame, smiling. One dear now. Pointed my photo. This Nora Bennett. Floor tilted momentarily. Parents mid-sentence froze. Ethan's head whipped, name ward. Celeste allowed plaque. Data growth strategist. Mind post-travel worst revival. No idea her name frequency year. Turned tracing frame to stance. Eyes widened, puzzle solved. Nora, she uttered, louder, delighted. Nora Bennett here. Ethan's sister. Heads turned. Dozens gazed me, Ethan parents. Following silence spoke volumes. Graham beside Celeste, gaze family polite sharpened. You omitted daughter our Nora, he told parents. Thomas mouth opened. Closed. Melt desire. Mom stuttered. We unaware that acquaintance. Some computer work. Thought unimportant tonight. Nearby guests glanced. Important? Graham echoed. Sans her no party. Building unfool. Half room resume updating. Celeste laughed lightly, tension softening, words waited. Bragging months, she said. Can't fathom concealing Nora-like. Ethan's face paled. Looked betrayal by existence. Nora breath under when reached. Omitted working them. You inquired not, I responded. Later, crowd away. Parents hallway cornered. Mom's voice trembled. Fools us look, whispered. No idea. I interrupted softly, that I counted to them, work counted, or embarrassing daughter propped precious in-laws empire. Dad authority recovery. Could warned Nora. Prepared alternate. Almost chuckled. How? Inviting this. Proud pretend? Ethan advanced, eyes glassy. Maybe mishandled, he said. But no mom dad. Wanted smooth. You do, added swift, right? Family part? Moment inside settled. Realized years not twisting, chasing conditional belonging. Silence excess. Avoid hard queries. Outshine no decided star. Breathe. Always sister told Ethan. Their daughter. But finish pleading table where admission price pretend lesser. Won't shrink you appear larger. Mom's eyes teared. Nora afraid merely quiet. Afraid embarrassment. Nodded. Tonight discovered embarrassing your little belief me. Yours not mine. Ballroom back. Graham stage introduced key partner. Applause differed chased approval. Not relatives polite barely listening. Folks seen results valued. Uncaring wrong dress or weird queries if clarity showed keeping lights. Under golden soft light standing grasped wish earlier taught. Sometimes potent revenge undramatic, unkind. Ceasing worth hand to discounters. Success speaking unheard voice rooms refusing dim insecure tall feel. Family ever embarrassing one extra hidden look good hear this. Value unsee erases not value. Allowed build honoring self. Even distanced out teachers, allowed love still no crushing expectations. And parents pass my framed photo every resort move night. Name etched worshipped world wall. They shrinking, I avoid apology rehearse. I walked continual shoulders straight. Grasping real glow up unaccepted them. Self-accept first learning. If tried hide you hope story reminds alone not. Comments share if distance worth unsee folks. Maybe story helps another finally their stand.